Alright, this is the video for level 1 assignments and level 2 assignments because they're pretty similar. So first, let's take a look at drawing angles level 1. You use a protractor to draw angles in class. Here you will just use this, drag this yellow dot right here. I want you to create 33. So if this is 45, 33 will be about, this is 15. You have to use your intuition to try to draw out in your mind. So this is about 15. This is about 30. So 33 is about here. And you can be within 10 degrees, so there's a large margin of error. Your goal is to be able to split this 45 in your mind into portions where you can guess where 33 would be. So as you can see, I'm slightly off, but it's okay as long as I'm within 10 degrees. Okay, so this one still has markings to help you with this. If you try level 2, right here, there are no markings and you have to do it based on feel. The most easiest reference point is 90 degrees is right here, okay? And as earlier, if we remember, this is 45, this is 90, this is 135 right here. So this is about between 135 and 90, but closer to, it's about in between, so let's put it right here. So I'm still about 5 degrees off, but it's okay as long as it's within 10 degrees. This one is harder, so level 2 are the assignments you need to do to get an A. Level 1 is enough to get a B. Let's take a look at estimate angle measure. So, this time you estimate this degree number, okay? So, level 1, if this were 90 right here, I would guess this is about let's say 130. And I'm slightly off, but I'm within 10 degrees, so it's okay. Level 2 is similar, except now we rotate. It's not flat anymore. So this will be harder because it's rotated. This one still looks to be about close to 135. Let's guess 145 because it seems to be a little bit more than, if this were 90, I say this is 135, so I'd say this is 145. Let's see if I'm right. So I'm really, really close here. Closest I've been so far. So, estimating the measure is estimating the value of that angle, okay? Cool. Next, let's take a look at angle bisector estimate. This one's not too hard. All you need to do is drag this and try to cut this in half. So drag it out, make sure that these two portions look about equal. Let me try again because I didn't like my first attempt. They look about equal, so this is an angle bisector. I was trying to cut this in half. Cool. Finally, let's look at interpret markings on diagrams, which you need to get an A. So let's look at this, okay? There are a couple markings. I'm going to go over all the markings in this one, and hopefully you can use it to help you with the rest of it. So let's go ahead and let myself create markings. So these little arrows on the lines, these are what we call parallel line markings, okay? The blue ones are parallel line. It shows that these lines are parallel. This one is parallel, this one. Next, let's look at these hash marks. These are congruent line markings. So it tells us that JK is congruent to KL. So these are congruent segment markings. JK is congruent to KL. And let me add in for the parallel line. This tells us that IG is parallel to JL. Alright, the final marking we have are the congruent angles markings right here. So what does this one tell us? It tells us that HIN, angle HIN is congruent to angle HGN, okay? And there's one more marking here, which is this right angle. Oops, let me use a different color. So this right angle and it also tells us if two lines are perpendicular. So let me move this here. It tells us that HK is perpendicular to IG. And we can call it HN, HM, HK, KN. All of these are names for this line right here. So let me see if I can even call it KM. So KM is perpendicular to IN. Let's see if that works. Before we submit, these are all the markings that we will cover in this one. Let's see if it works. So, it doesn't let us use KM, let us try KN. Alright, so your line has to at least cover that letter at least. You can't just say KM extends that way. So, KH, HK, you can do HK, HN, NM, NK as long as it contains the letter N for this one. And you can do IG, IN, or GN for that one. So all of them are work. Cool. Let's do one more. So you're looking for two congruent segments. Remember that congruent segments, we need these markings right here, the hatch marks. So this tells us that OS is congruent to PS. I messed up. Let me double check my work. Oh, that's a Q, not an O. So QS is congruent to PS. And I'm correct. There we go. And that's it.